Welcome back to Levant TV Headlines. A bid by Islamic State fighters to seize the flashpoint Syrian border town of Kobani has stalled, US officials said, with the help of airstrikes reported to have killed over 500 extremists. The Iraqi government is divided over planning deployment of Kurdish forces to aid the embattled town of Kobani, with some parliamentarians saying the move violates the constitution. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says that the Syrian Kurds have accepted 1,300 free Syrian army fighters to help defend Kobani and are holding talks to determine the transit route. And 6 people, including 5 women, have been killed after Tunisian security forces stormed a house where gunmen were locked in a standoff with police near the capital. And Hong Kong's democracy activists are planning a street vote to gauge protesters' views on conciliatory efforts from the government, as the city's former leader called on them to clear the streets. Now let's take a look at top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting in Beirut, the Daily Star leads reporting that a high-value terrorist arrested yesterday in a major Lebanese army raid in North Lebanon has links to a lawmaker. The paper also reports that Turkish soldiers have killed 3 Kurdish militants who were part of a group that attacked a power plant in the eastern province of Kars. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that US military forces again focused airstrikes on the area near the Syrian city of Kobani in the campaign to turn back ISIS forces and also hit oil facilities held by the militant group. The paper also reports that a Lebanese man who arrived from West Africa is suspected of having Ebola and was quarantined in a Beirut hospital. The Egypt Independent leads reporting that auditors and employees at the US Agency for International Development say critical assessment of the agency's work in Egypt were removed from a report before it was released by the agency's Inspector General. The paper also reports that Sohag detectives have unraveled the mysterious killing of 3 family members who were shot dead while riding a motorcycle in front of their house. And now let's have a look at top Middle East headlines from papers here in the UK. A Telegraph leads Middle East News reporting that America is considering whether to bomb the Islamic State oil pipelines in Syria and choke one of the movement's biggest source of revenue. The paper says oil wells in the Jafra field have already been destroyed by airstrikes, but the US is now weighing whether to expand its target list to include pipelines. The Guardian leads Middle East News reporting that US military Central Command says Iraqi forces are months away from being able to start waging any kind of sustained ground offensive against ISIS, and any similar efforts in Syria will take longer. The paper adds that in Iraq the timing will depend on a host of factors, some out of the military's control. Also from the UK, the Independent reports that the British Royal Marine was interviewed by police on suspicion he was planning to travel to fight with Kurdish forces against ISIS militants during his time on leave. The man was stopped while trying to board a flight from Los Angeles to Istanbul on a one-way ticket. Now let's have a look at top MidEast headlines in international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle leads Middle East News reporting that police clashed with youth in East Jerusalem as protests continued after officers shot a man who rammed his car into a railway station. The paper adds that Saeb Erekat, the chief Palestinian negotiator in peace talks towards a 2-state solution, accused Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of turning a blind eye to Israel's provocative actions in the city's strife-hit east. And finally, China's Global Times reports that Iranian President Hassan Rouhani says he sees a comprehensive nuclear agreement between Iran and 6 world powers within reach before a November 24 deadline, because a consensus has been reached on many outstanding issues. That was it for today. For more updates, please visit us on levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow, and bye for now.